Loca Vida.
Hello to my beautiful people. In today's segment, I will be showing you how I plucked this frontal featuring hair from my collection, the Empress collection. Without further ado, let's get into this video. You know the drill: like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So I started out by trying to find the middle of the frontal. That kind of took a while, but we're not in a rush here, so take your time. Make sure you find the middle. I like to put it on my knees. It kind of gives me like a skin type background, so that's why I'm plucking it like this. You don't have to. You can use a mannequin head, you could use a foam head, anything that makes you feel comfortable. You could even use your fingers. So this is me just showing you the part. As you can see, I bleached the knots, definitely giving scalp already. Shop the collection, guys. But anyway, so here's an important tip for me. When I started out doing the plucking, I wasn't using like a really expensive hot comb. My hot comb only went up to $350. So I recommend getting something that goes up to like $500, because the hotter the better. It'll really get it straight and you can actually see what you're going to pluck. But that's just a recommendation. Of course, you could always use what you have. So go ahead and hot comb that section back, all the hair back. We're gonna work in sections. So we're starting with the middle section. You're going to start by parting out that first row of hair. That's going to be where your baby hair is, in a sense. I mean, depending how much baby hair you want. So you're going to part that section out. Now, the reason I love my collection is not only because it's mine, but because it doesn't really have a thick hairline. So it's pretty easy for like beginners and people who really hate plucking, like me. Gonna continue to go ahead and comb the hair out the way, comb it back, comb the baby hair that you pulled out to the front. The reason I combed it like that and I held it is just to give me a visual of where I'm going to pluck. So here I'm gonna show you what I meant when I was like, or you could just use your fingers. This kind of helps you pluck. I got this online class and she taught me to do it this way. You're basically gonna put pressure at the bottom of it while your thumb is kind of like pulling the lace a little forward. Or you could just continue to do it the way that I was doing it on my knees. So we're going to get straight into it. So I use the pointy edge of the tweezer. And what I'm doing here is I'm just plucking right there. You see right there, I'm trying to make a line. And as you can see, like, that's an obvious pluck spot. So you're not going to pluck next to it. You're going to skip a line and then you're going to go to the next one. Right there. So I grab the hair and I pull it back. Trying to make sure we take the knots out from the root. And obviously you see there's a difference once again. Now you can see that there was a spot there that we plucked. We're going to skip another section and start plucking there. I like to take my pointer finger and my thumb and kind of like pull on the lace and push the hair back, kind of like to give me a better visual. As you can see, like when I do that, you can kind of see, okay, where I plucked and where I didn't pluck. So here I'm kind of showing you the part of the tweezers that I use. So like I said, I use the point, but when I'm trying to go on like a thicker spot, I tend to use like the actual slant. That's just me, but for beginners, I do recommend you using the point and going really slow, because like I said, you're beginners, so you don't want to over pluck. So I'm checking it once again. Now I'm going to pluck, skip, pluck. Okay, and you keep doing that pattern throughout the whole hairline. Don't forget to comb the hair back to see like exactly what you're doing. That's one thing that I feel like I should have did more to, especially for this being a tutorial. But as you can see that pattern. Also, don't be afraid to use that hot comb. The more you use it, the more helpful it is. So now I'm moving on to the next section. Comb the hair front, comb the hair back. Make sure that you have a good view. Make sure you pluck out enough baby hairs. The amount of baby hair that you want to pluck out is all up to you. I just have a good eye, given the fact that I've been doing it for quite a while now. Practicing consistently, watching YouTube videos after YouTube videos. Go ahead and use that hot comb, get all that hair back, give you a visual of where it needs to be plucked, where it needs to be skipped. And yeah, you're doing great. I know you are, virtually. I know, I have faith in you guys. So as I try to fix this hair to my comfort, I want to explain like the reason why I do pluck like directly behind the part that I pull out. So when you're doing baby hair, you kind of want to give it like a scalp effect. So there's like a spacing between the baby hair and the scalp that makes it like look like your skin. I'm actually going to input a video right here. And that's why I tend to pluck so much and I'm not too afraid. Also because I know that there's hair behind it to save it. If it is a thicker hairline, I will pull out 2 sections. So I'll pull out the first one, which is the baby hairs, and I would estimate and pull out a little bit more, and then I'll pluck behind that. And then when I'm done, I pull that hair back, making sure I still leave the baby hairs out, and I would pluck once again, but not too much because you don't want to cause balding. So now I pull the baby hairs back and I pluck the front just in case somebody doesn't want baby hairs. So same thing I would do is I would use my eyes to see where I had plucked prior. And I would just clean up to try to like get rid of that straight line that comes with the frontal, if that makes sense. So it would look a little too like, I guess the word is uniform. So I would sometimes go back and like pluck again within the like, I don't know how to explain it, but you see how it looks like a box hair and a box hair. I will pluck in between it to kind of give it just like a natural look, if that makes sense. Like right here, I'm about to pluck between right there. See? Now that looks a little better. Because before it looked boxy. Now it looks like hair. See, once again, it kind of looks like a box. I'm going to pluck right there to get rid of that like boxiness. You're basically trying to get rid of that like straight line across the frontal like hairline to give it a natural look. And yes, I'm doing it the regular speed that I actually took this video. I want you to see how long it actually takes to do a frontal, because a lot of people like to speed it up and it makes it look like, oh, I have to do it fast, and that causes holes. I would know. You're gonna go ahead and comb it. Don't mind my comb. I always lose combs when I'm doing this process and it just makes no sense. But now you can see combing it allows you to see where it needs to be plucked more, and it's looking pretty good, if you ask me. And this is the finished product. I went ahead and washed it, so this is how it looked in the end. Then I went and styled it. This unit actually ended up being for me, and I definitely rocked it. Thank you for tuning in.